God is awesome and truly, truly worthy to be praised. A little gloomy today, a little rainy, but the temperature is in the lower 70s, so we're not going to complain. Amen. The ducks are moving around, the chickens are enjoying the yard, and the goldfish are finally coming up so we can see them. So it's been a pretty exciting day for Reverend Mike. Amen. We love God, we love nature, we love anything that brings peace and unity to the spirit. Amen. Let's get into our commentary for today. Our commentary today will be the impact of the big, beautiful bill. As I would phrase it, the big, ugly bill. The impact it's having on democratic values. I will also share Mike Middlebrooks, myself, my vision for District 34. Amen. You hear my rooster crowing in the background. Amen. The big, ugly bill, as they call it, the big, beautiful bill, is appealing by name. Often Republicans will use appealing names like beautiful, like Save Act, like Learns Act, to confuse the constituent. It has sparked significant controversy across Arkansas, especially in Mississippi County District 34. While the bill was promoted to be transformative, a transformative piece of legislation, many in the Democratic Party see it as a setback that threatens the core values and the well-beings of local communities. We will explore the negative impact of the big ugly bill, or as is referred to from me again as the big ugly bill, not the big beautiful bill. We will share the Democratic Party's opposition to this bill, as well as my personal, as a candidate, proud Democrats' opposition to this bill. And we'll offer a clear alternative by electing Mike Middlebrook as your next state representative. What the big beautiful bill means for District 34. The big beautiful bill was introduced again with a promise of economic growth and infrastructure improvement. However, many residents and Democratic leaders argue that the bill falls short of addressing real community needs. Instead, it appears to prioritize the billionaires and corporate interests in short-term gain over long-term support for families, education, and healthcare. Some key concerns includes reducing funding for public schools and for the SNAP program. We can find money for war, but we can't find money for education of our public school systems. And we can't find money to feed the hungry in this country and fund the SNAP program. Whereas the big beautiful bill cuts from both the school system and the SNAP program. The bill reallocates funds in a way that leaves many school districts in District 34 struggling to maintain quality education and programs. And there's so much I would like to say about our school system in Mississippi County, especially the north end. But this commentary will not allow time for that. But I will come back to the Blasville school system, I promise. The big beautiful bill offers cuts to healthcare services like Medicaid and Medicare. Vulnerable populations, including seniors and low-income families, face reduced access to essential healthcare resources. Between 2016 and 2019, approximately 2.3 million Americans lost their healthcare insurance within a 3-year period of the Trumpism administration. Can you imagine that? 2.3 million people lost their health care in the first Trump administration. And if you thought that was something, In the second Trump administration, as of 2025, 8 to 15 million people lost health care. Now, how can you call that a big, beautiful bill when almost 12 million people lose health care? With the proposed cuts of over $90 billion from Medicaid, their proposed plan is to cut $900 billion, let me get that right, $900 billion from healthcare, while funding agencies like ICE with $95 billion yearly. What's beautiful about that? And we want you to know your state representative, Joseph Carr of Mississippi County, District 34, Arkansas, has supported 99% of Trump's agenda, including the big, beautiful bill and his plans to cut SNAP program, to cut educational funding, to fund more wars, to lower the tax for the billionaires and the corporations by increasing the tax for the working class and the poor. That's your current state representative. And we have many in this county who claim to be Democrats, to claim to care about the poor and the marginalized and see the state of this county, that are openly and behind the scenes supporting a candidate that stands for everything they propose publicly to be against. And that's taking services from the poor. And we intend to call them out. Every candidate, every leader has it's their choice to decide who they support for state representative. But when our local leaders who we depend on for accurate information are confusing us and clouding us up to think that a Republican candidate that has supported Donald Trump 99% of the time has their best interests at heart. Even here last week, we understand he was at a meeting about getting raises for the teachers possibly and helping on different things. He's the same one that created the problem. So you call in the legislator that votes in with the Republican Party. That's the reason we're seeing cuts. That the reason that Blythe has no school board, that the reason that Blythe can't even manage their own finances. We're having to hire a company out of Arizona to manage the Blythe City High School finances. Where was your state representative at when all that was going on? Have you asked him what his position is on that? So for a Democratic leader, a person who has influence in the community with the poor, the working class, the marginalized, people of color, to publicly say you're with them and you stand with them and you understand their needs, but privately you are supporting the Republican Party and the Republican candidate. Shame on you. And to those who are silent and know better, our priest brothers, our educators, our business people, you know better. And in this moment in time, you're not having honest conversations with your brothers and sisters who may not be doing as well as you about which party is fighting for the working class and which party is fighting for billionaires, which party is pushing fear and which party is trying to unite, which party is trying to take away your Medicaid and your Medicare, and which party is trying to extend affordable health care and funding for affordable health care, which party is trying to increase funding for public schools, and which party is coming up with the SAVE Act to take funding from the public schools to give to the private schools, and to force college students to pay back all of their college loans and debt, which under the Democratic Biden administration, most of that debt had been forgiven. So you're calling in the same people that put us in this situation to take to the same governor that signed on to this damage and hurtful harm to us to fix a problem. They'll smile in your face. But if you caused the problem, why would you fix it now? Other than it's election time, and if you don't say something, people are going to finally realize you don't have their interests at heart. Well, we plan to have monthly town halls all over this county. March 21st, we're going to have our first series of town halls at the Blauville Public Library. This has been sponsored by Unity for Success, our community activist group, which I chair and the founder of. All politicians are welcome. All the citizens are welcome. It's nonpartisan. We're going to discuss issues and positions, but all are welcome to share their concerns, their thoughts. We're going to do the same in Osceola, Arkansas on March 21st at 6 o'clock at Circle B's Lounge. Again, all politicians, all clergy, all leaders, educators, citizens are invited to come and share your concerns and thoughts, as we will share a little bit about our positions on our social issues of today and policies that are coming down the pike, and some policies that have been passed. Even though a policy has been passed, this is what we try to explain from the local level across this state. There's no policy, no bill that's been made that can't be amended and changed. So if things are elected and voted on that are hurting us, when you elect the right candidates in the future, they can push back on those issues. They can be amended. Some can be changed completely. So to feel that because we've had our hands tied and we've witnessed 12 million people losing health care under this Republican administration, there's some reason, somehow, they got a plan to fix all of that. We're not realizing they've already wrote a playbook called Project 2025 that explains the continuing destruction of equality, unity, and fairness in this country. It saddens me that in this day, we have activists, we have clergy, we have educators, we have community leaders, street leaders, influencers who are misleading our people just to collect their little $200 or $250 or whatever you're getting. It may help you right now, but your people, your community suffers for years to come. And if we don't get it together in Mississippi County, if we don't vote for the common good, see, Reverend Michael's about the common good. Yes, I'm a proud Democrat, but I've also been an independent. I've also voted from some Republican candidates when a time where the Republican stance wasn't just in a separation, division, and fear. I consider myself somewhat to be a conservative Democrat. I believe in hard work. I believe in managing your funds and managing your household and stepping back and reflecting and taking responsibility. But I also believe that if you can't give a brother a hand up and an opportunity, how can they meet all of those standards? I also understand how a sector of this country could think that it's always been fair and everything always been available for everybody the same, because you haven't lived the experience that many people of color has had to face. So it hurts me dearly when I hear one of our own, and when I say one of our own, I mean the poor. It has no color to it. I mean families that come up in rural communities and have to struggle for every opportunity, still facing struggle, generational struggles, would mislead this community to think that at this moment in time, that the Republican Party, the Trumpism agenda, from the federal level down to the local level, if you're supporting the SAVE Act, the LEARNS Act, and you supported this big, beautiful bill, that you have poor people's hearts as your concern. Cuts to health care, reduce to public schools, environmental risks, less taxes for the rich, more taxes for the poor. It's so many things I could share, but I've ran a little long. I want to be respectful of the time. I want to share Mike's Middlebrook vision for District 34. Running as the Democratic candidate for state representative offers a clear alternative to the big, beautiful bill approach and an alternative to our current Republican representation that's not serving this whole county well. I don't need to tell you what you can see from your own eyes. Broward school system has no school board and can't manage their own funds. And yes, your state representative has a say in that, an influence in that. Our urban communities lack infrastructure growth, opportunities for our kids, investments in businesses and entrepreneurs. And yes, your state representative plays a role in that. For those who are trying to get disability and health care and Social Security, your state representative plays a role in that. To the veterans, your funding, your resources, your services, your state representative plays a role in that. Have they shared any of that with you? Have they discussed with you the impact, the negative impact that these bills and policies are having on their people, which they drive by every day? They may visit you at an event, may shake your hand, may even take a picture with you, and you won't see them again to the next event or to election time. They don't even feel like they need to come to the churches anymore because the church is not engaged anyway. We so busy ducking our head in the sand, just praying, thinking it's going to all work out. I tell you, I love God. And God is going to do no more through you. All he does through us. We are the hands and feet of Jesus. He's not going to do no more through you than you willing to stand up and try to do for yourself. He always works through people, soldiers, through the Spirit, the brave, the few, the willing to take the narrow way, to stand and speak truth to the streets and the powers to be. And he's looking. Preach, brothers, preach. He's looking. This is your moment. Where you at? Your people are crying. Your people are suffering. If this SAVE Act goes through, your driver's license would no longer be sufficient proof of your citizenship and your right to vote. Yes, they're saying you need ID, but we already know they're looking at birth certificates, passports, things that cost money. And if you're on a fixed income, you can't afford a passport. You don't have an extra $150 to $200 to spend on a passport to go vote that may take 3 to 6 months to get back, which means you probably won't still be able to vote before the midterms. This is what your Republican state representative in Mississippi County, Arkansas is supporting. He's trying to stop you from voting altogether. It's time to get real about this. Amen. I'm going to come down. But we're going to keep this amplifier up because this is bigger than me. I'm going to do what God called me to do. I'm going to share truth to the streets and the powers to be. It's up to the voters to decide if you want to change or not. Do you want somebody that's going to stand and speak for you? Or do you want to keep getting what we're getting, somebody that shows up for photo ops and a handshake while supporting policies that are driving us further into poorness? Health conditions, isolation, and lack of opportunities? Or do you want to support a brother that's a lifelong resident of Mississippi County, that has spent his whole life, his family has spent their whole life fighting for you, standing for you without an elected position? I would go further to say I've done as much as Representative Carr as a private citizen than he's done as your representative. I stand on that anywhere. I mean, things that help you. Now, if it comes to legislation that hurts you, he's got all the leadership on that. I didn't vote for none of that crap. It's time to get real. It's time to wake up. This election is on your shoulders, not on mine. If we don't win, it won't be because of Mike Middlebrook. It won't be because I didn't do what the Lord asked me to do. It's that you live up to what he called you to do. That you speak up for the unspoken, the voiceless. That you help feed the hungry. That you help nurse the sick. That you help create unity and love for our brothers and sisters in our community in a time of division and inadequacies. Or was you just quiet and complicit and willing to say we didn't have no problems where I come up at, we all just got along? Well, yes, you get along when you don't ask for nothing. You get along when you don't want nothing. But the minute you start asking for more and improvements, all of a sudden they post you as a troublemaker and a rebel rouser. Can't call me an outsider. This home for me. But I've been called everything else. Just because I'm standing up and speaking for our people that are in need, white or black. I have family on both sides. I got Cherokee Indian in me. I love people. So this is on you. This is on the citizens, the voters of Mississippi County. Do you want to change? Do you want improvement? Or are you truly satisfied with the type of representation you've been getting from your Republican state representative, Mr. Carr? Praise on. Have a blessed day.